Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the Inside Spurs channel and happy Wednesday morning. Happy game day. I hope you're okay. I hope you are all right. I hope you are staying warm and dry if possible. It's not the most pleasant of days out there. In this video, we are talking Liverpool, 8 p.m. kickoff. 9.5 hours away from kickoff, I think. Yeah. We're also going to be talking about the Kolo Muani situation, a bit of an update there. A little bit of an update. And also Skriniar news. So PSG double swoop. You'll see it when we want to get to it. Just want to say, if you're watching this new, subscribe. You're very much welcome to join us for the journey. Morning, Harper. Marshall, Dragon, Spurs, Bazza, how are we all? Clinton, how are we all? Yeah, Harper, I would agree on Kolo. We'll talk, though, Kolo in a bit because we do have an update on him. But yeah, look, the game today, obviously, this video is one of my favorite. I always love doing the last minute thoughts ahead of a game because we always do the preview ahead of Ange's presser. Yeah, I could wait, but I'm excited about the game and I want to talk about it. And then I do one of these, which allows me to cover any mistakes that I may have made. And we know some injury news. We know that. We also know about the game that happened yesterday. And the game yesterday, even though it's not impactful for the game today, but it could be impactful if we were to go through. And I say could be, it would be. So obviously yesterday, Newcastle winning 2-0 away to Arsenal. That's a hell of a result for Newcastle. Hell of a result. And they played very, very well. They played very, very well, and they were deserving of that win. Now, look, it's a two-legged affair. It doesn't matter what happens. It doesn't matter enough what happens in the first leg because you know what? You've got an opportunity to rectify your mistakes. So even though Newcastle will be going in the second leg and playing at home, football is a weird old game. It's a weird old game. So look, there is that. Now with us, obviously, we've got a great opportunity today. Yes, we are playing, I think, the best team in the world at the moment. I really do. They're top of the Champions League. They're top of the Premier League. They're still in the League Cup, and they're still in the FA Cup, but they've not had a chance to be knocked out yet. So I'm not going to give them that one. I'm going to rip that one away from them. Ha! Take that. Yeah, you might win the triple, but I don't care. I'm taking that one away from you for like a week, and then you play at Crichton Stanley, so you're probably going to get through anyway. But that's neither here nor there, Liverpool fans. Mark my words. But look, the game today is going to be a fascinating game. Obviously, watching how they played at the weekend, Liverpool. And look, regardless of us, cup games, do you know what? Cup games really isn't anything about form. It isn't. It's the same as derby games. Nothing to do with form. It's who wants it more on the day. I think with form going into like a regular Premier League game, you go, yeah, we want to be coming into these with a bit of form. With cup games, the magic of the cup is a real thing. Now, I know I'm going to get some comments going, but Andy, we're out of form. We're going to lose 12-0 and blah, blah, blah. And honestly, I don't care. So if you are going to comment that, I don't care. The cup game is exciting for those reasons. So look, I don't think Spurs win today. I don't. Okay, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I don't think we win today. We are dealing with potentially Liverpool's fittest team possible at the moment. Now, I was thinking maybe they rotate. Maybe they've got a difficult game at the weekend. And then you realise they got a really favourable draw in the FA Cup. You just know they're not going to need to rotate. They can go all out for today's game, knowing they can rotate for the weekend. So we're going to be dealing probably with the strongest Liverpool team. They might have a few changes here and there, but they're not going to be making 7 or 8 changes. You might not see a Canate because he's just come out from injury. They might rotate the odd 1 or 2 players. Maybe Conor Bradley comes in at right back. So Bosla obviously missed out the weekend. Maybe he's back for this game, which, well, great. You've brought back a £60 million player. Must be nice. Maybe Shimmercast plays at left back because obviously Robertson, I think Robertson's probably about 30. Don't hold me to that. I don't exactly know. So maybe they rotate there. But even the rotating of the attackers, I mean, the 3 that started at the weekend was Gakpo, Diaz, and Salah. Okay, we got Jota, Nunez. I mean, Nunez is an 80-odd million striker. Jota was, 40, 50 million. The options that they would be rotating are still extremely strong. So, look, it's going to be a difficult ask today. Obviously, what happened only a few weeks ago is a precursor, potentially. But the world works in mysterious ways. Yes, we are missing Madison and Pape Matar, two of your starting midfield three. In theory, you're getting back your starting number 6 in Rodrigo Bentancur, who I think needs to have a monster game for us to have a chance today. But obviously, people are going, well, maybe we'll rotate. And I said, if you cannot beat Tamworth in the FA Cup, playing maybe six of the guys that maybe sitting on the bench and a couple of starters, you shouldn't be in the FA Cup. You shouldn't be. It's not like we're playing a championship side where you kind of have to take it fairly seriously. And you still take this game seriously, but you're playing a National League side. They're one of the lowest sides in this FA Cup. They might even be the lowest. So we need to be going all out for this game, like all out for this game. So I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a hell of a game. There's going to be goals. So look, expect Spurs to concede. If you don't expect us to concede, you might be in for a rude awakening. We are going to concede. We are going to be scoring goals as well. And I think it might be a 3-2 Liverpool. And if you are going to Anfield with a deficit of 1 goal, you never know. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but all I'm going to say is you can't tell me it would never happen because there are no definitives in life. So look, looking forward to the game, but that's where my head is at. I'm good, Marshall, mate. How about yourself? Do you think Kinski will play tonight? Great question, Milan. Great question. Kinski has trained. Yang has been training, obviously, but Kinski has trained. We have been sort of led to believe that it is either Kinski starting tonight or it's Brannon Austin. One of the two is starting tonight. We supposedly have been told it will not be Fraser Forster. They said Fraser has trained, but there's no need to bring him back for a game like this if he's not 100% when you have options. It's different with Dragujin or an Archie Gray where you are limited because you have no options. This is a game where you do have an option. And watching what Brandon Austin, I mean, look, Kinski distribution-wise looks very solid, but, we saw Brandon Austin at the weekend. We saw his distribution. We know what it looks like. And under the high ball, he was actually quite solid, claimed a lot of corners as well. But in terms of his distribution, the passes into Solanke and things like that, it's really interesting. I think it's something that a dimension to our game, being able to play in Solanke a bit more from those situations where you're going to get pressed maybe a little bit more. There's nothing wrong with trying that. So there's that. Now, looking at the team today, I still think I think my guess will be Brannon Austin in goal. I think the back four will be Spence, Gray, Dragujin, and Porro. I would expect Gray and Dragujin to be somewhat over the illnesses side of things. I know Dragujin's not 100% fit because obviously had a couple of knocks recently, but I expect that's who's going to play. Again, we don't really have the options to sit there and say it's going to be anyone else. Midfield 3, Bentancur should be starting today. You would expect a Kulusevski to be in the midfield. Will he go Bergvall? Will he go Basuma? Maybe the play today is Bentancur is your 8 and Basuma is your 6. Maybe it's Bentancur is your 6 and Bergvall's your 8. That's an interesting one. That's probably the only position in this game where you sit there and go, "Oh, we have a question mark as to who might play." It's the number 8 position, really, is the question mark. And then your front 3, I expect to be Son, Solanke, and Johnson. That'll be my front 3. Again, you don't really have choices there to go, well, no, it's not going to be him. It'll be him. So that's my thinking for the team today. I'll go through it really quickly again. I think it'll be Austin in goal. I think it'll go Spence, Gray, Dragujin, Porro. I'll go Basuma, Bentancur, Kulu, Son, Solanke, Jono. That's my thinking. Obviously, again, Bergvall featuring in there wouldn't shock me. But I also think maybe they want 2 guys in that midfield who can know what the number 6 has to do and know how it has to play for him to be successful, and knowing that they can interchange a bit more, maybe. That's where they might go. It'll be intense for sure. Kinski has to play, you reckon, Ridwan? Maybe. I saw a BBC Sport comment article saying Gray is fragile, shouldn't be playing so much. It's very weird how even some Spurs fans can't put 2 and 2 together and go, there's injuries. We kind of play who we have to play. We haven't really got the options to rotate. If people can't understand and see that, Spurs fans included, if they can't understand and see that, I don't know when I can ever explain things to them, because it's like saying there's a Bell shirt right behind me. If you can't see that, I can't explain it to you. It's not a mirage. There's no green screen. That is an actual Bell shirt. I'm touching it, you know what I mean. Kinski, yeah, Kinski could play, but I just think it'll be between him and Austin, and I'm going to go with Austin just for now because Kinsley's had like one training session. So that's why I'm saying Austin at least, but we'll see. Let's talk some transfers. Come on, let's jump in. Let's talk some transfers. Let me start with Milan Skriniar, because L'Equipe in France, obviously PSG in France, saying that Aston Villa, Spurs and Galatasaray have all positioned themselves to sign Milan Skriniar. The defender expected to choose his next club in the next few days. No, thank you, is the way I'd sum that one up. Who should be our top priority in signing? Whoever Ange wants is the kind of thinking I've got there, but probably at the moment, it looks like an attacker is going to be our main, next move. They don't care that you want to rant. Fair enough, Tony. Fair enough. People can't understand that we are 1.5 years into a process and expect Ange to deliver big things right now. Well, it's that shows where football works. Well, technically, he won a league title in his third season when he was in Japan, I think. So, just saying, just putting it out there. We will be there. But look, in this Skriniar situation, if Ange wants him, Ange wants him. I would never sit here and say, I don't want to play. I don't want him. Don't ever get him. He's rubbish. He's this, that, and the other. I might not be very keen on certain players, but if Ange truly wants him, Ange truly wants him. I mean, if he wanted to keep Reguilon, I'd have a lot of question marks over Ange. If he wanted to keep Reguilon to the end of the season, I might somewhat understand it. With Skriniar, I don't think he suits our system. He is basically another Radu Dragusin, but less athletic. He's not great playing out from the back. He's good in the air. He's a good defender, like an actual out-and-out good defender. And he'd have been fantastic in the Conte system. Dragusin would have been fantastic in a Conte system, right? They'd have been fantastic in a Mourinho system, a Nuno system. But we don't play that system, do we? We play high line, centre-backs have got to be able to play the ball. So this one for me doesn't work. It just doesn't work for me. He's expensive as well. And he doesn't play at PSG. He just does not play at PSG, right? And PSG have centre-backs that need to be able to play on the ball, defend in space, defend the high line. We're no different in that regard. So this one for me doesn't make a ton of sense. This one would have made sense 4 years ago. It doesn't make sense now. It really, really doesn't. Our top position should be Edmund Tapsoba. I don't see it. Tapsoba, I don't see leaving Leverkusen when they're moving off Hincapie. No, they're not moving off Hincapie, sorry. They're moving off Tar. They'll keep Tapsoba and Hincapie together. Kinski will play because he's the most experienced. Well, he's most experienced, but English football-wise, probably not. I say probably not. He isn't. He's just signed in England. What am I on about? Ignore me on that one, Sticks. More likely to get the Japanese left back. Maybe Intakura. Some talk about Mbeumo being available to 43 million if we include Reguilon. I think Mbeumo is going to be about 70 to 80 million. I don't see him, especially in January. He's not going to be cheap. Brentford going to sell the star man in Jan. Left back is definitely in the red, but Skrin had it in the chance, but no thanks. We need a very athletic, very good defender. Yeah, he isn't the right fit. Good player, not the right fit. Do I think the deal for Kolo Muani get done? I'll come to, how about Milan? Hold up. Give me like 2 more minutes and I'll be there with you. All right. Click to give me a reminder, but then give me sorry I'm late. That's all right, Richarlison. Have a look at the drop down next to the Bellard notification. You might be able to adjust things there, bud. Injuries are ridiculous at the moment. Don't feel can judge Ange as the situation is freaky. I'm Ange, mate. You don't have to judge me. I'm Ange. A lot of people have their own agendas when it comes to sport and who they think's good, bad, ugly, good manager, bad manager. I have an agenda. I'm Ange. There you go. Levy out. Do you reckon if possible? If possible, of what? But look, on Skriniar, don't think it's the right move. I think we can do better. Maybe not as a better name. Skriniar is a good name in football. When he was available to get all those years ago, we're all really excited. We thought this is such a good defender, such a good move. Look at this, look at that. That was a good few years ago now. He's not gotten any better in that time. You'd have to say he's probably regressed a little bit because of the fact he just doesn't play. So for me, no. Expensive as well. Not for me. I'd want someone that could play out from the back a little bit better than Milan Skriniar. Now, I want to come to this part about Randall Kolo Muani because I think these two might interlink a little bit. Play ball with me here, okay? So just Milan, you'll you might get something there. Milton, mate, how you been? It's been such a long time, bud. How you been? Yeah, do you know what? Glad to see you, mate. Glad to see you. I'd been noticing that you hadn't been here in a long time, and I'm glad you're here, bud. How you been? I heard rumours of Douglas Luiz. Do you think Spurs will go for him? Spurs might be in there, maybe. Hopefully, we'll sign more ready-made players in the upcoming summer window. Will be there as well. How many saw Solanke's post about today's game? I didn't. I'll have to look. Hey, Cozy, how are you, mate? Big day today, absolutely. A year ago, Newcastle had injuries and bad form and held on to Eddie Howe, and now they're flying with a bit more squad luck and development. It's just impatient impulses and short-sighted fans. Reno or Reno, depending on how they would like me to say their name. Spot on. That also people weren't calling, that people weren't calling for Eddie Howe's head like he's an idiot, this, that, and the other. It's give him time. Understand the situation. I got a Newcastle friend, and it was like, last season he's going through. We were going through it as well, injuries wise. They were as well, and they're obviously in Europe at the time. And this season, it was before last weekend we played them, and he was like, "What's your team going to look like?" And I was like, "We've got about 3,000 players out," and he was like, "Yeah, know that pain, mate. I know that pain." He didn't even banter me because they won. He was like, "Mate, Jesus Christ." He's like, "What you are going through, we know it. No banter from us." I was like, "Well, at least some people might understand it." Yeah, with a bomber, that's for sure. I'm sorry to hear that, Milton, mate. Honestly, it's never easy. Really never easy, all right? Make sure that when you always keep talking, that's the key thing with these sort of things. Always keep talking, and every day get up, fight those battles. And if you can improve that little bit every single day, the rest of that stuff starts to become a little bit more manageable and a little bit easier. All right. And hopefully Spurs can make you a little bit happier on this side as well, things as well. But mate, honestly, it's so good. It's so good to see you, bud. I really hope you kick about and you keep chatting some more rubbish about Spurs with us, all right? Because it's great to see you again, bud. But yeah, let's put these two together. So Kolo Muani, so from Florian Plettenberg saying that Tottenham are pushing to sign Randall Kolo Muani. PSG have firmly insisted any deal must be a loan with an obligation to buy basis. Luis Enrique has told Muani he can leave PSG this month. So, right, let's break this down. Number one, we're pushing to sign him. Okay, so that's all the big sources have all said Spurs want Kolo Muani, right? Doesn't mean you get him, by the way. Doesn't mean you get him. I'm just saying they've all said that. Number two, Enrique said, off you go. You can go. Which means him and his agent are probably like, his agent's like on the phone. Daniel Levy's like, here's a fiver and a Fredo. Shut up or take it. And they're like, is he mad? So look, they're going to be busy. They're going to be talking about to a lot of people. Now, the issue with this is the loan with an obligation. Now, Harper, he and I have been quite constant on this point. Mate, we don't mind the idea of signing him. A loan, grand. Option, not obligation. So hopefully, with a bit of the art of persuasion, maybe Johan Lane cooking up something in the background, going, "No, if you don't want to play ball with us, we got this deal lined up ready to go," and and they go, "Oh, all right, you got us. Here's an option to buy." Hopefully, I don't think that would be the case, but I mentioned Manchester United Joshua Zirkzee. Okay. And I mentioned Juventus. Juventus are interesting. Juventus like him. Juventus this, Juventus that. Well, this is something from Ekran Kunor, which I found very fascinating. He has said it is increasingly likely that Dusan Vlahovic will leave Juventus, with both PSG, Arsenal, and Manchester United among the clubs eyeing up a potential transfer. Just saying. I'm just saying. That is fascinating. That is making me think, hang on a second. So Vlahovic, if Vlahovic maybe leaves, Zirkzee slides in, right? Slides into Juventus. He's like, Juventus, how you going? And they're like, Joshua, good morning. And they go, Dusan, can you just move? Dusan's like, all right, I'll pack my bags. And let's say Man United got Dusan Vlahovic. They can have him. They can have him. Then you kind of sit there, Spurs, going, well, PSG, what are you going to do now? And then you get your option to buy. But if, let's say, the situation goes that PSG would get a Dusan Vlahovic, and then Man United are sitting there. By the way, Man United, from David Ornstein yesterday, are open to selling Kobe Mainu or Garnacho, and might even sell both of them. That is a bonkers story. Bonkers story, okay? Which, by the way, don't ask. We're not involved. Don't even go there before you think about it. I know some of you are about to comment and going, shoot. Oh, okay. Yeah, don't, all right? So, look, with that, Vlahovic, obviously, that's another domino to the situation. And obviously, you might say, Juventus might go, well, look, why don't we go Dusan Vlahovic to PSG and Kolo Muani comes the other way? Or do they get Joshua Zirkzee? I don't know. What do you guys think? He said that, I know, Milton, mate. I know. It's never easy, but every day, get up, fight the fight. That's the key thing here, bud. All right. We won't sign him, Kolo Muani says, since Leipzig rejected taking Timo Werner back. You never know, mate. You never know. Zirkzee came out and said the other day doesn't want to leave in Jan. Yeah, I don't know. Getting booed as well, and all those things by your home team at home. I don't know. I don't know if I'd want to stay there. Is it Kolo Muani to play right wing? Play across the front three is what Kolo Muani would do for us. So look, really fascinating stuff on those guys. And I just want to finish off. Hang on. Okay, interestingly enough, not to do with us, but Man United's obviously Marcus Rashford, they're thinking about moving him on. Juventus are interested in him. Again, another thing there that you might sit there and say, will they actually go for Kolo Muani in the end if they're going to get a Rashford and or a Zirkzee? I don't know. But no, fascinating stuff on that side of things. But anyway, I want to finish off now with something that Ange said, which I think is relevant to our conversation here. Here we go. Lang likes to surprise and get players usually not on the radar. Muani can play for us. Yeah. If we could land Kolo, Itakura, and Douglas Luiz, would be lovely, but it's a wild dream. It is a wild dream. Morning, Azza. How are you, mate? Does Kolo Muani fit the system as a central striker we need? PSG can't offer him an option in case it goes poorly. Well, an option doesn't mean you have to take it, unless they specify in the deal the parameters of they have to. If certain things are hit, you have to buy them. So front three, which are, I hope Johnson's not there. Well, he'll be an option. He's not moving. But look, let's talk about what Ange said, because he was talking about Dominic Solanke. He was like, hey, Dom's all right, him. And I was like, yeah, Dom is all right, Ange, actually. That's a good, yeah, I like that, Ange. But he was asked about Dominic, and he said, hopefully, in the very near future, we're going to get some help for Solanke. When he was quizzed and asked about new signings or if it was players coming back from injury, he said both. Ooh. Well, obviously, the both is interesting. Obviously, we have an update that Richarlison is back in training, but they aren't going to push him for today's game. They reckon they're going to give him a whole week of training and potentially be back for the North London derby on the 15th, a week today. They reckon he might be back for that. Mikey Moore might be on the bench for today, which it's something, it's something. It's another player that you can add to the list. Yeah, it's a difficult one. As that mistakes, front three means yeah. But look, on that side of things, obviously we're going to get players back fit and healthy. But obviously that's Ange, sort of alluding to, hey, we're going to be buying an attacker. It's only the one. We're not buying 3 or 4 attackers. We're buying. I say buying. We might even be loaning, but we're getting one attacker. So I like the idea. I think Solanke is deserving of some goddamn support up top. And hopefully that also means we're going to give him some more support we're going to get him a game rest here and there. When we play in the Europa League, in about 2 weeks tomorrow, I think we play in the Europa League. I think it's Hoffenheim away. For me, that I'm like, right, Richarlison, get yourself out there. I don't want to see Solanke in that game. Like, win, lose, or draw, I don't even want Solanke to travel. I want him to get a whole week of rest. Put Lancashire on the bench. Richie can start. I don't want to see, that game. It's like the weekend, Tamworth. I don't want to see Solanke having to feature in that game. Maybe on the bench, but I don't want to see him feature in the game unless he's truly, truly needed. I want to get another week rest because I'd rather Solanke, Arsenal away, be raring to go, like fit, raring to go, because he has been very, very good in the last sort of few weeks for us. One of our shining lights of this season. He needs a game or two rest here and there. The fact is he's been very durable. He's in his mid-20s. He's coming into his prime, so he's going to be good for another few years. Let's not risk it. Let's not run him into the ground. Same with Son. We need to get someone that can play that left-hand side. And Mikey Moore coming back. Maybe Mikey's the guy. I expect to see Mikey to come on maybe today if he's on the bench. If not, I expect to see Mikey play at the weekend against Tamworth. Because it's a quality game fixture-wise for him to play. It's the same with the midfield. Keep rotating there defensively wise. Look, I don't get how the one area of our team is so broken is the defense. Update on obviously Vicario. Vicario is back in gym work. He is out of his brace. He's walking. He's doing gym work. So I like a lot. That is a guy who's competitive. He's just gone, oh, you just signed a new keeper, have you? Oh, okay. I'll be back in no time. No, Vic, you're supposed to be back in 6 weeks. I'll be back in no time. Shut your mouth. And they're like, oh, okay. And he's like, you think you're taking my spot, do you? Kinski, or whatever your name is. Get out my goal. And Kinski's like, oh, hey, hang on a second. He's like, get out my goal. I love that. I love that intensity. That's just Timo, Werner, and Son should play together. No. Let's keep Son out left, in my opinion. Moore versus Trent would be interesting. I think Moore versus Connor Bradley would be actually quite a good watch because Connor Bradley's good defensively. Slanky's a real gem, absolutely. I know we aren't rushing Yang, but I'd put him in ahead of Mikey just because he's come off of season slightly fresher. Yeah, but it's a whole new way of playing, new language, new. It's just everything's new. That's why I'm not trying to. I don't want to risk him because everything is so brand new to him. Let's give him a minute to breathe and let him sort of grow into being a player here. And I'd expect to see him in the next few weeks for sure, but we don't need to rush it when, you do actually have Mikey coming back now. I know people don't like him, but you do have Timo still as well. So it's not like we have to rush that one. Even mate, excited for the game. 7 a.m. kickoff down here in Melbourne. Great time, really. You get to wake up, stick the football on, have some breakfast. Don't mind that. I reckon a midfield three of Bentancur, Bergvall, and Kulusevski for today. Yeah, I don't think that's crazy at all. You'd think... Yeah, I mean, Basuma's obviously the other one you could say there. I'd hope Bergvall, by the way, starts this weekend against Tamworth as well. I'll just say that. More Sonia, Baza with Vic with a mindset. Venom versus Tony. Ooh. Vic whipping out. I'm from Syria. Where are you from, boy? Just looking at him going, Okay. All right. Just because you're a youngster, you're 21-year-old, just because, you're pretty good with the ball. All right. And actually, you're statistically one of the better keepers in Europe at the moment. That's not how this works. Big man. Yeah. Big man. I'm the keeper here. I'm the number one. Do you think coming here and taking my spot? I'd love that. I'll be sitting. I'll be there. I'll be there trying to watch training through the bushes. Like, oh, we've got a scrap on the way. And then someone goes, mate, why aren't you at work? And you're like, shh, don't give me away. Hopefully Liverpool will attack. I'm not sure they will. Ange in, Ange out, and Ange into the bloody end, mate. Any news? Been through it, Marshall. Where have you been? I've been through it. So look, some really good stuff coming out of that today. Obviously, looking forward to the game today. 8 o'clock kickoff. Join the Discord, by the way. This is a great thing. Join the Discord. I'm going to put the link in here. It's free. You're welcome to join. All right. No one's it doesn't cost you at all, but join because we talk about the games as they go along. We talk about any transfer news when I'm not live as well in there. We have a bit of a chat and cope because we're Spurs fans. So join Discord. You're more than welcome to. You made a Discord? I remember who gave you that idea. There's a few of you, and Teddy was one that not annoyed me, but pestered me to finish it off. So he created it all for me and then just went, oh, you're here. There you go. It's yours. So Teddy, a bit of a legend as well for that. CDC, are you in there? I don't see your name, CDC. Marshall, I don't see your name in there as well. Get yourself in there. Rocky versus Drago vibes, or we will be there. When our scouts are keeping things quiet, and likely we won't know, and would be happy with a left centre back. It's good if it's the bill, and Ange knows who he is. A forward and winger would be great. Players back soon. Scott, I love the positivity. Mate. God willing, we win today. Absolutely. Remember, during all of this live meeting, Andy is conversing with a plain wall. Or a window. There's a window there. Could be a window. But look, thank you all so much for joining me this morning. Go and enjoy the rest of your days. Go and enjoy the rest of whatever you're up to today. Enjoy work, enjoy lunch, whatever, the dog walk, whatever. I'll speak to you all definitely tomorrow. If not, maybe straight after the Liverpool game, depending on how things go and depending if I can be bothered. But I'll see you all very soon to speak a little bit more about Spurs. Take care, everyone. Peace.